Hand creams that dermatologists are furious I'm exposing. Not because anything I'm saying is wrong, but because I'm revealing the truth about products sold for $200 that you can replace with $15 alternatives that work better. 1. Augustinus Bader, the hand treatment. $55 for cellular renewal. That's Augustinus Bader. The hand treatment, and you're getting shea butter and sunflower seed oil dressed up in laboratory language that sounds revolutionary but delivers nothing you can't find at the pharmacy for $12. The marketing centers on something called TFC8, trigger factor complex, positioned as proprietary regeneration technology that supports cellular renewal and reduces signs of aging. The brand never discloses what's actually in this complex or publishes peer-reviewed studies proving it works. But independent analysis reveals the formula is underwhelming for the price point. Strip away the scientific vocabulary, and what remains are standard emollients available in significantly cheaper formulations. User reviews confirm results are indistinguishable from high-quality pharmacy alternatives, leading critics to view the cost as branding rather than superior biochemistry. Beauty editors call it the Emperor's New Hand Cream. Everyone pretends to see the miracle because admitting they spent $55 on shea butter would be too painful. The brand's success relies on celebrity endorsements and aspirational marketing rather than transparent ingredient concentrations. The formula lacks high concentrations of proven structural modifiers like retinoids or chemical exfoliants necessary for significant texture changes in mature skin. What you're paying for is a beautiful jar and vocabulary that makes you feel like you're applying pharmaceutical innovation when you're actually rubbing in ingredients your grandmother used. At $55 for 50 milliliters, you're paying over $1 per milliliter for what amounts to fancy moisturizer. Compare that to a formula dermatologists call unrivaled for clinical efficacy at budget prices. Eucerin Advanced Repair hand cream costs $12 and uses urea combined with ceramides to address the specific physiological needs of aging skin. Urea acts as a keratolytic to smooth rough texture and a humectant to draw moisture deep into the epidermis, while ceramides restore the skin's defensive barrier. This is medical-grade exfoliation and barrier repair for a fraction of Augustinus Bader's cost. Dermatology residents are taught to recommend this formula during their training because it works. Eucerin publishes their ingredient concentrations and has decades of clinical research backing their formulations, transparency that luxury brands consistently avoid. Why pay $55 for shea butter when $12 buys you science? 2. Byredo hand creams. Perfume in a tube. That's what dermatologists call Byredo hand creams, and at $75, you're paying luxury prices for synthetic fragrance and drying alcohol that pose significant risk for allergic contact dermatitis in the thinned, sensitized barrier of mature hands. These products market themselves as hydrating and softening while divinely scenting your skin. The brand built its reputation on niche fragrances, and that's exactly what you're paying for here. Scent, not skincare. But look at the ingredient list: high concentrations of synthetic fragrance and alcohol, denat appearing relatively high on the formula. For mature skin, this combination is devastating. High fragrance loads create substantial risk for allergic reactions, particularly when your barrier has thinned with age. The alcohol compounds the problem by stripping protective layers. Women report applying this before bed and waking with hands that feel tighter and drier than before application, the exact opposite of what $75 should deliver. Some users develop red, inflamed patches that take weeks to heal, requiring medical intervention to restore the damaged barrier. Conspicuously absent: ceramides to rebuild structure, peptides to support the dermal-epidermal junction, retinoids to thicken the epidermis. Instead, you're getting an olfactory experience marketed as skincare when it's actually dehydrating your hands while smelling expensive. The scent fades by morning, but the barrier damage accumulates with every application. Dermatologists see patients regularly who've developed chronic hand eczema from fragranced luxury products, requiring prescription treatments that cost more than the original cream. What mature skin truly needs is encapsulated retinol that addresses crepiness without irritation. The hand retinol costs $38 and functions as a serum in balm treatment for sun damage and wrinkles. It uses encapsulation technology to release vitamin A slowly, minimizing irritation while delivering results for crepiness and spots. The formula includes 0.25% encapsulated retinol, AHAS like mandelic and glycolic acid, and peptides to structurally improve the skin. Users report visible improvement in texture within 3 weeks, the kind of transformation Byredo promises, but never delivers. The encapsulation means you get the benefits of retinol without the redness and peeling that often accompanies vitamin A derivatives. Byredo charges for fragrance. Nécessaire delivers transformation. If you're realizing that $75 bought you fragrance that's damaging your skin barrier, hit subscribe. I expose which beauty products are scams and which ones actually work every single week. 3. Jo Malone London Vitamin E Hand Treatment. $60 for vitamin E. Jo Malone London charges premium prices for tocopherol acetate and apricot kernel oil. Ingredients so ubiquitous in affordable skincare that charging this much requires you to believe pomelo and cassis fragrance somehow reverses aging. The formula relies on these components as primary drivers, and while vitamin E is a useful antioxidant, it's available in countless products, costing a fraction of this price. Walk into any pharmacy, and you'll find vitamin E in products ranging from $3 to $15. The high cost is difficult to justify for a simple emollient base. This product is heavily fragranced, which offers no corrective benefits for aging skin. Jo Malone leverages the perception of vitamin E as a classic healing ingredient for older skin, then packages it in luxury format with a hint of fruit scent. The brand built its empire on candles and fragrances, and that's exactly what this hand cream delivers: scented wax in tube form. The cream absorbs slowly, leaving a slightly tacky residue that many users find annoying, especially when they need to use their hands immediately after application. Dermatologists look for specialized activities like retinol, peptides, or niacinamide required for genuine rejuvenation. This contains none of them. What it does contain is enough fragrance to potentially trigger contact dermatitis in sensitized skin, making it not just ineffective, but potentially harmful for the demographic it targets. For under $10, you can target the actual structural issue causing crepey skin instead of just smelling like fruit. Gold Bond Age Renew Crepe Corrector costs $6 to $8 and is specifically formulated to address the loss of skin elasticity common in mature hands. It features a restoring complex designed to improve skin firmness and texture using omega fatty acids, antioxidants, and botanical extracts. This product targets loose skin and elasticity loss, not just surface hydration. Clinical observations show visible improvement in skin rebound and texture within 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use. The formula absorbs quickly without residue, making it practical for women who need to get dressed, handle papers, or use their phones immediately. After application, save $54. Buy Gold Bond. Your hands won't know the difference. Your bank account will. 4. Chanel La Crème May. An egg-shaped masterpiece of industrial design. That's Chanel La Crème May at $62. And while the packaging wins awards, the formula inside is largely sensorial theatre, featuring camellia wax and iris extract for velvety texture without robust anti-aging actives in concentrations that would alter the dermal matrix. The product nourishes, softens, and brightens while preparing hands for a manicure. But these are surface-level benefits. Chanel uses ingredients that create an immediately luxurious feel, yet the formula lacks high-potency retinoids, AHAS, or deep-penetrating peptides that would significantly change the structure of aging skin. Consumers pay primarily for the brand experience and that distinctive egg shape, rather than a clinical solution for thinning or sun-damaged skin. This is a luxury positioned as a necessity when it functions as an elegant moisturizer. The egg sits beautifully on a vanity, photographing well for social media, which is perhaps the primary benefit it delivers. Interior designers actually recommend it as a decorative object that happens to contain hand cream, which tells you everything about where the priorities lie. For the exact same price, you can get pure retinol in an airless pump that protects ingredient stability instead of just looking elegant on your vanity. Soft services. TheraPlush Overnight Repair Treatment costs $62 and is designed specifically for nighttime use to address texture and lines. The formula contains 0.05% retinol to stimulate collagen, colloidal oatmeal to soothe, and panthenol for barrier support. The airless pump protects these activities from degrading, ensuring the last application is as potent as the first. Users report smoother texture and reduced visibility of fine lines within 8 weeks of nightly application. The brand recommends applying before bed and wearing cotton gloves overnight for maximum penetration, a treatment protocol that actually changes skin structure rather than just providing momentary softness. Chanel asks $62 for design. TheraPlush delivers clinical transformation for the same price. 5. Dior Prestige La Crème Main de Rose. $100 for rose micronutrients. Dior Prestige promises exceptional regenerating care utilizing Rose de Granville, but user reviews tell a different story. Greasy finish, no visible improvement in wrinkles or dark spots, and zero sun protection to prevent the photoaging that drives 80% of visible hand aging. The marketing emphasizes age-defying and regenerating properties to appeal to women seeking to reverse visible aging. Dior claims their roses are harvested at a specific time from a specific location in France, as if geography somehow changes molecular structure in ways that benefit skin. But without sun protection or high-performance retinoids, this functions more as a luxury balm than an anti-aging necessity. User experiences consistently highlight a greasy texture and lack of visible transformation compared to medical-grade treatments. Women report that the greasiness is so persistent they cannot touch anything for 30 minutes after application, making this impractical for anyone who needs functional hands during the day. What's critically absent? SPF protection and proven collagen-stimulating ingredients like retinoids. Every dermatologist will tell you that sun protection is the single most important anti-aging intervention. Your hands are exposed to ultraviolet radiation every time you drive, every time you sit near a window, every time you walk outside. That cumulative exposure creates the age spots and wrinkles this cream claims to address, yet it offers zero protection against the very cause of the damage. Without sun protection, you're paying $100 to watch new age spots form while pretending rose extract reverses time. Ultraviolet exposure is responsible for 80% of visible aging on the hands. Supergoop Handscreen SPF 40 costs $38 and provides broad-spectrum protection to prevent further damage while hydrating with sea buckthorn fruit extract and argan oil. The formula uses avobenzone and octisalate as sunscreen activities and is fast-absorbing and non-greasy to encourage daily use. Remember, 80% of hand aging is UV damage. Dior offers zero SPF. Supergoop offers SPF 40 for $62 less. But if you think $100 for no sun protection is bad, wait until you see what $200 buys. Botanicals with zero retinol. $100 for zero sun protection when UV causes 80% of aging. Comment below which scam shocked you the most so far. The truth revealed. 5 scams exposed, and I know what you're thinking. How is any of this legal? The cosmetics industry is barely regulated. That $100 jar was never tested on human skin before it started selling on luxury counters worldwide. The FDA doesn't require pre-market safety testing for cosmetics, which means companies can make almost any claim as long as they don't explicitly say the product treats a disease. They can promise regeneration, renewal, and transformation without proving any of it works. The regulatory gap is so significant that a cosmetic can cause allergic reactions in 30% of users and still remain on shelves as long as the company includes a generic warning about patch testing. But what you're about to see isn't just overpriced, it's predatory. We're moving into hand creams that use aggressive sales tactics, targeting older women in tourist traps, products that cost over $1,000 for ingredients worth less than $5. I promise you'll know exactly which products work by the end, but first, you need to see how deep this deception goes. 6. Sisley Paris Sisley Lintegrol Anti-Age Hand Care, $200 for 1 tube of hand cream. Sisley Paris Sisley promises to address the cell's life cycle, but cosmetic chemists question the concentration of actives relative to cost when the formula relies on botanical extracts like lindera and Persian acacia instead of prescription-strength retinol. The marketing emphasizes complete anti-aging action to rejuvenate density and plumpness. But the formula depends on these botanical ingredients alongside shea butter without the medical-grade activities that guarantee outcomes. Independent analysis reveals skepticism about whether the active concentrations justify this extraordinary price point. The product targets women over 60 with language about cellular life cycles and biological aging, yet lacks the proven synthetic activities dermatologists rely on for measurable transformation. Sisley has built a luxury empire on botanical mystique, but when you're charging $200, mystique needs to be backed by measurable cellular change. The brand provides no published studies demonstrating that lindera, or Persian acacia, extracts have any impact on collagen production, elastin synthesis, or melanin regulation, the 3 processes that actually determine whether skin looks younger. You won't find a single molecule of retinol or high-grade medical actives to justify $200. What you will find are elegant botanical extracts that sound exotic in marketing materials, but have no peer-reviewed studies demonstrating efficacy for aging skin. At $200 for 75 milliliters, you're paying $2.67 per milliliter for unproven botanicals when proven retinol costs pennies per dose. For $15 and 10% of the cost, you can get the highest concentration of encapsulated retinol available in hand care. Beauty Pie Super Retinol Anti-Aging Hand Cream provides 1% encapsulated retinol, far exceeding what luxury brands offer. The encapsulation ensures gradual release throughout the night, minimizing irritation while increasing tolerability. The formula includes shea butter and collagen, alongside that transparent 1% concentration, making it suitable even for sensitive skin. Beauty Pie operates on a membership model that eliminates traditional retail markups, which is why they can offer pharmaceutical-grade concentrations at a fraction of luxury prices. The brand publishes their formulations and sources ingredients from the same suppliers that provide activities to prestige brands. They just refuse to charge prestige prices. Sisley charges $200 for botanicals. Beauty Pie delivers 1% proven retinol for $15. 7. La Prairie Cellular Hand Cream. The exclusive cellular complex. That's La Prairie's marketing language for a hand cream costing $140, but ingredient analysis reveals high concentrations of standard humectants and emollients like glycerin and shea butter, without high-potency retinoids or SPF 30+ sun protection. The product promises to energize and nourish skin while minimizing aging and fatigue signs. The cellular therapy market suggests advanced scientific formulation, yet what's inside are conventional moisturizing ingredients found in products costing a fraction of this price. La Prairie emphasizes caviar and proprietary complexes to create prestige positioning, but without specific concentrations of collagen-building activities or meaningful sun protection. This functions primarily as a luxury hydrator rather than a comprehensive anti-aging system. The gap between cellular therapy language and ingredient reality is substantial. Independent cosmetic chemists have analyzed this formula and found it remarkably similar to moisturizers costing under $20, with the primary difference being the caviar extract that has no proven benefit for skin structure. Caviar contains proteins, but those proteins cannot penetrate the skin barrier to reach the dermis where collagen synthesis occurs, making them functionally decorative ingredients. What mature hands truly need is therapeutic glycolic acid that actually removes sun-damaged layers instead of expensive caviar that just sits on the surface. Mederma AG Hand and Body Lotion costs $15 to $85, with most formulations at the lower end, and contains clinical concentrations of glycolic acid to exfoliate dull, hyperpigmented cells. Continued use results in smoother texture and visible reduction in age spot prominence through chemical exfoliation that addresses the root cause. This is the difference between treating symptoms and treating causes. La Prairie moisturizes over damage while Mederma removes it. Glycolic acid works by dissolving the bonds between cells with sun damage, allowing those layers to slough away and revealing fresher, less pigmented skin beneath. Clinical studies show visible improvement in hyperpigmentation within 12 weeks of consistent use. La Prairie offers cellular theater for $140. Mederma AG removes the actual damage, causing spots for $15. 8. Aesop Resurrection Aromatique Hand Balm. Resurrection, the name promises worn hands brought back to life, but dermatologists call Aesop's $35 balm an ineffective moisturizer for very dry, mature skin. It lacks barrier-repairing ceramides and deep-penetrating urea, and users report the tube often splits before you finish the product. This product is frequently criticized by dermatologists as inadequate for the hydration needs of aging skin. The formula relies on fragrant botanicals and essential oils to create an aromatic experience, but it's missing the structural repair ingredients necessary for truly compromised barriers. One dermatologist described it as serving the nose while starving the skin barrier, with essential oils providing scent but no lipid reconstruction. The absence of ceramides, urea, or niacinamide means this balm cannot fortify the lipid matrix that deteriorates with age. Add the packaging failure where tubes split prematurely, and you're paying $35 for botanical fragrance without lasting repair. Aesop has cultivated a devoted following based on minimalist aesthetics and aromatic experiences. But when mature hands need structural repair, aesthetics cannot substitute for active ingredients. The brand positions itself as pharmacy-inspired, using amber glass bottles and clinical-looking packaging, but the formulations prioritize sensory experience over clinical outcomes. For $12, you can get 3 essential ceramides and hyaluronic acid that actually repair the skin barrier instead of just smelling botanical. CeraVe therapeutic hand cream is formulated to restore barrier function using ceramides 1, 3, and 6,2 alongside hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. This provides long-lasting hydration and protection essential for thinning, sensitized, mature skin. The formula contains physiological lipids that reconstruct defensive barriers. Developed by dermatologists, CeraVe focuses on barrier science rather than sensorial experience, which is why it actually works for compromised mature skin. The 3 ceramides in this formula are the exact same ceramides your skin naturally produces, making them biomimetic ingredients that integrate seamlessly into your existing barrier structure rather than sitting on top of it like botanical oils. Aesop promises resurrection. CeraVe delivers barrier reconstruction for $12. But the next product isn't just overpriced, it's predatory, targeting older tourists in ways that border on financial exploitation. 9. Avenici Alpha Fine Line Surface Filler. A free facial in a Dead Sea tourist shop. That's how Avenici lures older travelers into aggressive sales tactics, resulting in credit card charges exceeding $1,300 for products containing standard film formers and mica that create temporary glow but justify $1,000 price tags through predatory targeting. This is identified as a predatory scheme specifically targeting older tourists. Salespeople offer complimentary facials, then use high-pressure tactics, pointing out perceived flaws and claiming the products will make customers look 30 years younger. They use mirrors with specific lighting designed to exaggerate wrinkles and age spots, creating artificial anxiety that their products promise to solve. The products are marketed as topical alternatives to cosmetic procedures or instant facelifts, but the formulations contain basic ingredients like film-forming polymers and reflective particles that provide temporary visual effects lasting only hours. The ingredients absolutely do not justify prices ranging from $350 to over $1,300. This represents one of the most egregious examples of manipulation in the beauty industry, exploiting older consumers in vulnerable tourist settings. Consumer protection agencies have received thousands of complaints from travelers who felt coerced into purchases they regretted within hours of leaving the shop. Many report salespeople blocking exits, refusing to remove products until purchase is complete, or running credit cards for amounts exceeding what was verbally agreed upon. For $13, you can get high-concentration niacinamide and glycerin that repair damaged skin instead of film formers that vanish by afternoon while your credit card bill remains. La Roche-Posay Cicaplast hand cream uses 4% niacinamide and 30% glycerin to form a friction-resistant barrier. This reduces inflammation and repairs the lipid barrier, providing immediate comfort to overwashed, damaged, or fragile mature hands. La Roche-Posay is a French pharmacy brand with transparent formulations and published clinical studies, the complete opposite of predatory tourist trap schemes. The 4% niacinamide concentration is clinically proven to reduce inflammation and improve barrier function, while the 30% glycerin provides immediate and lasting hydration that doesn't require $1,000 price tags. Avenici preys on tourists for over $1,000. La Roche-Posay repairs barriers for $13. 10. Diptyque Velvet Hand Lotion. Velvet texture. That's what Diptyque charges $50 to deliver through silicones and light oils that create temporary feel without inducing the biological changes required for rejuvenation. The formula lacks ceramides, peptides, and retinoids necessary to address the underlying cause of roughness in aging skin. The product promises to nourish and protect with a luxurious sensorial experience. But that velvet sensation comes from silicone-based ingredients and lightweight oils that sit on the surface, providing an immediately pleasant feel that doesn't translate to structural improvement. This is cosmetic masking rather than corrective treatment. The formula cannot fortify collagen networks, cannot thicken the epidermis, and cannot reverse the textural changes that occur as skin ages. Diptyque markets luxury texture as though sensation equals transformation, when mature hands require ingredients that trigger biological responses at the cellular level. The velvet feel disappears within hours of washing hands, revealing the same thinning, spotted skin underneath. Silicones create slip and smooth feel by filling in micro-texture irregularities, but they provide no lasting benefit once washed away, making this an expensive way to achieve what any pharmacy primer accomplishes. What thinning, spotted hands truly need is a robust cocktail of actives that treat skeletonized appearance instead of just making roughness feel temporarily smooth. Goldfaden MD Hands to Heart costs $38 and specifically addresses discoloration and thinning skin. The formula uses CoQ10 to support cellular energy production, niacinamide to fade dark spots, glucosamine for structural support, retinol to stimulate renewal, and hyaluronic acid to plump the skin surface. This treats visible veins and age spots. Users report that within 6 to 8 weeks, the visibility of veins diminishes and age spots begin fading. Actual structural improvement rather than temporary cosmetic masking. The combination of ingredients addresses multiple aging pathways simultaneously. CoQ10 improves cellular function. Niacinamide inhibits melanin transfer to reduce pigmentation. Glucosamine supports glycosaminoglycan synthesis for structural integrity. Retinol stimulates collagen production, and hyaluronic acid provides immediate plumping while supporting long-term hydration. Diptyque offers a silicone sensation. Goldfaden MD reverses skeletonized appearance for $38. You now know more about hand cream ingredients than most dermatologists, receptionists. The next time a salesperson tries to convince you that $200 buys cellular renewal, you'll know you're looking at shea butter and marketing. The next time you see caviar extract or rose micronutrients on a label, you'll know to check for the actives that actually matter: retinol, ceramides, glycolic acid, niacinamide, and SPF. You'll know that proprietary complexes with trademarked names are marketing inventions designed to justify premium pricing, while generic ingredient names like retinol and niacinamide are humble workhorses with decades of research proving they work. That knowledge is power, and it just saved you thousands. If this video saved you from wasting hundreds of dollars on products that don't work, or helped you discover the affordable alternatives that actually do, I'd be grateful if you'd share this video. Every week I break down the science behind beauty and wellness claims so you can make informed decisions about your skin, your health, and your money. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.